Who is it? Who's out there? If it's an emergency, I'm afraid my phone is out of order. And I can't let you in because of the dog. Down, Sabre. Back, you brute. Are you still there? I can't see.
Hello, Trev. You going golfing?
Howard, don't creep up on me like that. Have you been ringing the front doorbell?
No.
Well, someone has.
Well, aren't you going to open the door?
I don't know. There might be someone out there.
Well, of course there's someone out there.
No, I mean intruders.
You're not frightened of intruders, are you, Trev?
Well, of course I'm frightened of intruders. I've got one. I don't want any more. I can't see anyone.
Well, why don't you open the door? After all, there are two of us. And the dog. Well, down, Sabre.
Howard, you can't be too careful. There could be a gang out there, and I've got nothing on my feet. You'd better have a golf club.
Right.
Ready?
Yes.
No, there's no one there.
I'm not surprised. It's probably died of exposure.
Well, perhaps you ought to go out and have a look, Howard. I can't. Look, I've got
Nothing on
my
your feet. No, I can't see anyone.
Ah! Oh, Laura. Well, you frightened the life out of me.
Laura, what's the matter?
I've been robbed!
Robbed! Down, Sabre, down!
Shut up, Trevor! And help me to get Laura to a chair. You'd better get her a brandy, Trev. She's had a fright.
Yes, of course, Howard.
And a gin and tonic for me.
Well, wait a minute. You haven't had a fright.
What? When the woman I love has been in danger? How can you say that?
Sorry, hon.
It's all right, Laura. You're safe now. Howard's here.
Oh, Howard, I never thought it would happen to me. I've been burgled.
What happened, Laura?
Well, something woke me. I don't know what it was, but I had a feeling that there'd been someone in my room. And when I got out of bed, I found that the window was open and my jewel box was gone.
You mean to say it came into your bedroom? Poor Laura, you're so vulnerable. I've told you before, you ought to have a man about the house.
I've already had a man about the house, Howard. He's taken my jewellery.
I think we'd better get over there. He may still be about.
No, I don't think we should do that, Howard. We don't want to disturb any evidence, you know, fingerprints and mark prints. I think phone the police first thing.
I phoned the police.
The police? I suppose that means it's going to start all over again.
What is, Howard?
Oh, the questions, the innuendos, the accusations, the whole ghastly business. I may have paid my debt to society, Laura, but they never forget. Once you've got a record, you're always under suspicion.
Oh, we won't be under suspicion, Howard. We were both safely tucked up in bed.
What are you staring at?
Where have you been, Howard?
Out for a stroll.
At 2 in the morning?
Yes. Why not? I couldn't sleep. What are you suggesting?
Well, nothing. It's just an odd time to go for a stroll.
What's that?
What?
There's someone in the next room.
They're coming in. Golf clubs. Who are you?
We're police officers, sir. Detective Sergeant Evans, Police Constable Baxter.
I've only got your word for that.
Well, we were sent for.
Nevertheless, I'd like to see your ID card.
Certainly.
Well, thank you. You can't be too vigilant.
Quite right, sir. Most commendable. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. That was my library ticket.
Detective Sergeant Evans, thank you. This is Mrs. Miles, who made the call, and my brother-in-law, Mr. Booth.
Howard Booth? I see. Now, if you could tell me what happened, Mrs. Miles.
It's quite simple. She woke up to find the window open and her jewellery missing. Don't you think you ought to be over there looking for the intruder instead of asking a lot of questions?
We've already got people round there, sir, so if you just allow me to plod through this in my own way. You remember anything else, Mrs. Miles?
No, I don't think so.
Nothing unusual? The smell of an expensive cologne, for example?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, that's what woke me. There was this strong smell of aftershave.
I thought so. It's our old friend Raffles.
Raffles?
That's what we call him. It's a sort of nom de plume. He's done most of the houses round here. He's a discerning thief.
I'll tell this, Baxter. He's a discerning thief. He always takes things of value, never does any damage. A sort of gentleman cracksman with a taste for a particularly expensive cologne. It's funny. I thought I could smell it in this room.
Oh, I shouldn't think so. He won't come here, not with the filth all over the place.
The filth, sir?
The police.
Well, I don't know about that. He's a cool customer. Usually helps himself to a gin and tonic when he's finished a job.
Has anyone ever seen him, officer?
No, but he's been heard from time to time.
Heard?
Yes, he has his habit of whistling when he leaves the premises, and always the same tune. The Barcarolle.
The Barcarolle?
From the Tales of Hoffman.
From the Tales of Hoffman. It seems our friend is something of an opera lover. You didn't hear it tonight by any chance, did you, Mrs. Miles?
The Barcarolle?
Is it a bit faster? Da, da, da,
Yes, it's
da, da,
No, it's...
That's very good, sir. Are you fond of opera?
Yes. It's not a crime, is it?
No, of course not.
Is something the matter, officer?
Well, I was just thinking this must be the only house in the road that hasn't been visited by our friend. I wonder why that is.
Oh, I can explain that. I'm very security-minded. All the doors have double locks and safety chains on, and the whole place is wired into an alarm circuit.
And apart from that, there's nothing worth stealing.
You're a good judge of that, are you, sir?
What?
Of what's valuable?
I see. So that's it. It's started already. I suppose that's because I've got a record. Howard Booth, the convenient scapegoat. I know that look in your eyes, officer. I've seen it before. How long before I'm asked down to the station for a friendly chat?
Good heavens, sir, we're not ogres. You'll find this investigation completely impartial. We don't jump to any conclusions until we've sifted through all the evidence. Do you always drink gin and tonic, sir?
No, not always.
Officer, do you mind if we go back to my house now? I'd like to see if anything else is missing.
Certainly. Oh, before I go, have either of you gentlemen noticed anything unusual in the past few days? Anything that sticks in the mind, no matter how trivial?
Ah, you're talking to the right person now, officer. I have the most incredible memory, almost total recall. I can remember things as far back as my childhood.
Well, I don't think we need go back that far, sir. Just the last few days.
There was a van,
A van. Now, this could be useful.
and it was blue
Blue
or grey.
or grey.
It was reversing into Mrs. Miles's drive,
Reversing into the drive.
or pulling out.
Or pulling out. Driver?
Yes.
I mean, do you have a description, sir?
Oh, yes, he was wearing a sort of striped apron.
Trevor, that was the butcher.
Could it have been the butcher, sir?
It could have been the butcher, yes.
Of course it was the butcher. He's been coming for years. He was delivering a leg of lamb.
It certainly looked like the butcher. But on the other hand, it could have been Chummy in disguise.
Chummy?
Raffles.
And what would Raffles be doing delivering a leg of lamb to Mrs. Miles?
He could have been casing the joint.
Well, you did say anything, no matter how trivial.
Well, I was hoping for something a little more substantial, sir. Are you ready, Mrs. Miles?
Thank you.
What about you, Howard? Did you see anything
What?
when you were out for your stroll just now?
No.
Stroll? You've been out for a stroll, sir?
Yes.
At 2 in the morning?
I couldn't sleep.
I see. Oh, we'll discuss your little nocturnal ramble later, sir. Baxter.
Blabbermouth.
Detective Sergeant Evans, Trevor Mountjoy. Yes, I know it's 4 o'clock in the morning, but this couldn't wait. I've just remembered something highly suspicious. A man on a ladder late this afternoon. Yeah, I thought you'd be interested. Slim build, sallow complexion, anorak, jeans, and suede shoes. Anything else? Yes, he was carrying a bucket. Bucket. Cleaning the windows? Yes, he was, as a matter of fact. Window cleaner. Yes, I suppose he could have been, but I thought the suede shoes were very suspicious. Well, there's no need to take that line, officer. You haven't seen your wife for 2 days? Is she missing? Oh, I see. Oh. Well, I suggest you go home and get some sleep, because fatigue's obviously making you very irritable. Just a minute, officer. There's someone at the window. This could be it. He's trying to break in. Stay by the phone, officer. I'm going to switch off the hook and put the light on the phone.
Trevor.
Raffles.
I'm not Raffles.
Then why are you breaking into the house?
I was fabricating a robbery.
Why?
Because I'm under suspicion. And I'm under suspicion because this is the only house that hasn't been burgled.
You're not under suspicion, Howard. How much were you expecting to get for these?
Not very much. No, I was just breaking in, and then I was going to pretend to have been disturbed.
But you have been disturbed.
You see? Even you suspect me.
What, do you blame me? You break into my house wearing gloves and a muffler and whistling the barcarolle? Help yourself to my valuables? Pour yourself a gin and tonic? I mean, what do you think the police would say if they knew about this?
Well, they don't know about it, do they, Trevor? Because they're not here. This is between you and me, Trev. I don't trust the police, and I don't like the look of that Sergeant Evans. He looks a nasty piece of work.
I wouldn't say that, Howard.
Oh, wouldn't you? I bet he's the sort that takes a bribe. I would. Who's on the phone, Trevor?
What?
Who are you talking to?
Detective Sergeant Evans.
Hello.
Howard? What are you hiding for? I thought the police had released you for the time being.
I'm not hiding from the police. This is a stakeout. It's all right, Laura, you can come out. It's only Trev.
Laura, what are you doing?
We're trying to prove Howard's innocence.
Well, I wouldn't attempt that in the dark if I were you, Laura.
Trevor, do you mind? We're trying to catch a criminal.
Howard, there are 15 bottles of milk on the doorstep.
Yes, I know. I put them there.
And the letterbox is jammed with newspapers.
Yes.
Well, people will think I'm away.
You are. You're in Scotland.
Scotland?
What's the matter? Don't you like Scotland?
Yes.
Did you put it about the supermarkets, Laura?
Yes, and the hairdressers. I said in a loud voice that I was surprised that no one had bothered to burgle Mountjoy's, because that's where the real money was. And he's away in Scotland.
What?
Good. And I told the same story around the bars and the hotels. That should bring Raffles out of hiding.
Bring him out of hiding? I should think it'll bring everyone out of hiding. I should think Raffles will get killed in the rush.
Would you just leave this to us, Trevor?
No.
Look, don't you want to help prove my innocence?
No. I'm not going to stand by and let you do this.
Then go to bed.
No.
I see. That's how you feel. Do you want everyone to think that you've got nothing worth stealing?
What?
Well, that's what they're saying up the road. Why bother to rob Mountjoy? All his stuff's imitation.
But that's not true.
Well, you know what people are like, Trevor.
Mm. How are you going to catch him?
Listen.
Raffles. Right, grab him! What?
Officer! Oh, I'm terribly sorry. We thought you were Raffles. We made a mistake. Do sit down.
Or have we, Trev? Now think about it. Who else had the means and the opportunity? The perfect cover? Who knows the criminal mind? Who has a knowledge of locks and security systems? We meet at last, Raffles.
He's not Raffles. Can I get you a drink, officer?
Better make it a gin and tonic.
No,
Trev.
thanks, sir. I don't drink gin and tonic.
You were whistling the barcarolle, though, weren't you?
Well, I can't get the damn thing out of my mind. They're all whistling it down at the station.
Officer, why did you break in?
Well, I was concerned these gentlemen may have left before I concluded my investigations. There's been some interesting developments.
Developments?
Yes, we found several of your fingerprints at the scene of the crime.
Well, of course you found my fingerprints. I happen to be a personal friend of Mrs. Miles.
But the interesting thing is, they're only on the expensive items. Almost as if you were doing a valuation, sir. Oh. We've also found a footprint underneath the window that had been forced. I took the liberty of comparing it with the shoes in your hall cupboard, sir.
I suppose that was Howard's as well.
No, sir, it was yours.
I can explain that. I was pruning Mrs. Miles's clematis.
But Trevor, that's a Nellie Moser.
Is it?
No one prunes a Nellie Moser until March.
I certainly wouldn't touch mine until then.
I didn't know that.
I thought everyone knew that.
I knew that.
Anyone who knows anything about gardening knows that.
I didn't know that. I was only trying to help Laura. I wasn't expecting a third degree.
Well, as you two gentlemen aren't leaving, I'll continue with my investigations. We're pursuing a new line of inquiry.
Oh, what's that?
That this is the work of a gang. that Raffles has a safe house somewhere in the district. That's why he's been able to avoid detection. Good evening, gentlemen. Madam.
Officer, do you mind if I walk back with you? I still feel a little nervous after what's just happened.
Certainly, madam.
Laura! Well, that's done it. Now we're both under suspicion.
Well, that's terrible.
It certainly is. I was hoping to use you as a character witness.
But they can't suspect me. I'm a respectable estate agent.
Yes, but houses aren't moving very well at the moment, are they, Trev?
What are you suggesting?
You could be doing a bit of moonlighting.
Oh, you don't mean that.
Don't I? I can smell that cologne again, Trev. Strangely mixed with a scent of fear.
So can I.
Well, it's not me.
Well, it's not me.
Quickly, Trevor! What? Gotcha!
Got him.
Good heavens! It's Greasy Spriggs.
Lofty! I didn't know this was your place.
It's not his, it's mine, and you're under arrest.
You can't arrest me, I haven't done anything. The law is really clear on that point. Now let me go and I'll say no more about it.
About what?
The assault.
What?
I bet my arm's quite bruised.
I'm not going to let you go. You may not have taken anything, but you're definitely Raffles.
What do you mean? I'm Greasy Spriggs. So called because I greased me body with lard and entered through the cat door.
But you can't do that anymore, Greasy. Because you're too old and fat. That's why you've changed your style. You've become Raffles, gentleman cracksman. And don't try and deny it, because I can smell your cologne.
I knew I couldn't fool an old lag. You're right. I'm Raffles. Smart, sophisticated man about town. Cool and cunning as a fox. Daily Mail.
You can't be all that cunning. We've caught you.
No one catches Raffles. He's light on his feet as a cat, as insubstantial as a shadow. All they hear is his mocking whistle in the engulfing darkness. Daily Mirror.
Fell for our bait there, didn't you, Greasy? The newspapers and the milk bottles.
No, I didn't fall for any bait. I knew there was nothing worth taking from here. I came last night.
Why have you come back?
I left something behind.
You mean the loot?
Yeah, the old bill was everywhere last night. So I hid it here.
Oh, no. Where is it?
You're sitting on it.
What? Laura's jewels. Ah, now we've nailed you with the loot.
Oh, no. You've got the loot.
What?
Who's holding it?
Well, I am.
Whose fingerprints are on the box?
Oh, mine.
And who's the householder?
Well, I am.
You're the one who's nailed Trevor.
Howard, they wouldn't take his word against mine, would they?
Hello?
Quick, hide the box.
I wanted to apologize to you both if I seemed suspicious just now. It's just... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you had a visitor.
Laura, this is Mr. Spriggs.
Smith.
Mr. Spriggs Smith, Mrs. Meyer.
How do you do, Mr. Spriggs Smith?
What an unexpected pleasure.
He lost his
car
way.
broke down.
Came in
He ran in the
Glasgow
garage.
direction.
He lost his way and his car broke down.
Oh, what bad luck.
Would you like a drink, Laura?
Thank you. It must be very annoying for you, Mr. Spriggs Smith.
Oh, it has its compensations. It's given me the great pleasure of meeting you, my dear.
Have you far to go?
Oh, St. John's Wood. I am just on my way back from Glambourne.
Oh, aren't you rather out of your way?
Oh, it's no matter. I'm rarely in before dawn. This is my
Drink for you, Mr. Spriggs Smith?
gin and tonic.
What a coincidence.
Coincidence?
A well-dressed stranger arriving late at night, smell of expensive cologne, and drinking gin and tonic. He could be Raffles.
Raffles, yes. Oh, I had heard of him. A cool fellow, by all accounts. Swift, silent, gentle and graceful as a gazelle.
Daily Telegraph.
You don't think they'll catch him?
I doubt it. I think he'll be more than a match for your average flatfoot.
Sorry to intrude, but there's reports of a stranger lurking. Oh.
Yes, it was Mr. Smith Spriggs. Or is it Spriggs Smith?
Spriggs
Miss
Smith.
Spriggs.
Spriggs Smith.
And what are you doing here,
He was on
He
his way
couldn't
to...
start his car.
His car broke down on the way back from Glyndebourne.
The Daimler.
Oh, nice car. Don't usually have trouble with the Daimler, do you, sir?
No.
I didn't see it outside.
He left it on the main road.
Facing the right way, sir.
Oh, yes.
Lights on.
Oh, yeah.
Locked.
Well, now you mention it, I'm not sure.
Well, I should check that if I were you, sir.
I'll do that straight away.
Wait a minute, sir. Glyndebourne, opera, cologne, evening suit. He could be Raffles.
And I could be Napoleon. Leave the detective work to me, Baxter. Good night, sir. Have a safe journey.
Thank you. And I do hope you get your man, officer. If anyone can do it, I'm sure it'll be you.
Sergeant, you know, the constable could be right.
Mrs. Miles, contrary to popular belief, the criminal rarely returns to the scene of the crime. Police work's never that easy. I should know. I've been on my feet for 72 hours now. Oh, one thing I'm sure about. This one isn't going to fall into our laps. Detection's not like that. It's not dramatic. It requires endless patience, legwork, pouring routine. All the pieces have to be sifted and put together with geometric precision.
Officer, my jewel box.
What did I tell you, Baxter? We've got them. All right, gentlemen, get your coats on. You're coming with me down to the station. And I shall warn you that anything you say will be taken down and... Baxter, after him.
Get him up, sir.
Right.
Oh, thank you, Howard. I see they've released you again.
Of course they've released me. It wasn't my fault they fell over the milk bottles.
I'm rather glad he got away. He seemed quite a sweet little man.
They're not all like that, Laura. Some men will stop at nothing. You shouldn't be here alone. You need someone here to protect you.
You're right, Howard.
What?
I do. Someone strong and dependable. Someone who'll be with me at night and there in the morning when I wake up.
Oh, Laura.
Howard. Meet Sabre.